On the day that Jongsu had already defeated the Demon King, everyone was shocked when he used the Elixir of Miracles to bring the Demon King's energy back up. He did this to fight the Demon King once again in order for him to gain more strength. As this keeps going on, even the Demon King begs him to kill him once and for all. Already his comrades, especially the girl, ask him to stay humane and don't cross the line further down than he already has. That said, inside the girl's mind, as she remembers all of these, she wishes that even after Jongsu Park completes his revenge, she hopes that he'll not become a monster. Back in the real world, Jongsu Park's thoughts are filled with Minsu's image in his head. Minsu tells him that he's not a savior or the hero of the story. He's just someone who's nothing to the people. However, these thoughts don't matter to Jongsu Park, as he is more than satisfied by just being Minsu's murderer. After defeating the sea hero, Jongsu Park goes back to the deck and asks Somin if there are any survivors. Unfortunately, it seems like all the ship's passengers are already dead. Except for a few men without the soldiers, they can't go back to the shore without help. Somin asks if Jongsu Park can make something to guide them back, but it seems like Somin's words annoy Jongsu Park a little. He even says that if she's a guide, shouldn't she know how to steer the ship? So Min tries to explain, but as Jongsu Park starts to leave, Somin tells her he thought she'd be better since he chose her. Before leaving her sight, Somin asks Jongsu Park what she should do. Jongsu Park says she just needs a break. She takes it personally and looks for the ship's manual. She wants to prove herself to Jongsu Park by steering the ship on her own. This way she can show she's capable. Meanwhile, Somin hears someone in the hallway and checks. She thinks Jongsu Park has fallen asleep, but she's surprised to see him carrying dead bodies in the middle of the night. Jongsu Park is giving the fallen soldiers a respectful funeral as they remind him of his father, who was in the Navy too. Jongsu Park apologizes for not sending them back to their families and for this final send-off. Tears fall down as he says sorry, and he prays for the fallen soldiers. Somin also says her prayers in secret. In a world where life and death blur, the boy and girl show their respects to those who passed before them. It's like the world is watching them, and they send a message from the heavens. A helicopter with the South Korean Reconstruction Government team leader of the Heroes Division, Choi Jong-guk, came to pick up Jongsu Park, the hero of revolt. The mission to save the world had begun. Mr. Choi introduced himself, and Somin shared something about the organization Mr. Choi was a part of. It seemed this organization was made up of government officials and soldiers aiming to rebel against heroes using their tactics. Hearing this, Jongsu Park realized they might want him to join their team. As they boarded the helicopter, Jongsu Park questioned whether guns would actually work against a hero. This sparked a heated conversation, almost leading to a disaster when Mr. Choi got really upset. Mr. Choi had plans to take them somewhere, and after some time they reached a secret location. With their hands tied and blindfolded, they were brought to this mysterious place for interrogation. Meanwhile, a drone spotted them from above, alerting someone behind a screen who cursed at finding the rats. Before we continue, let's take a moment to shout out at Amantadv 1592, who commented, "Wonderful explanation on our auto-hunting video, thanks for commenting." As they entered a building, Jongsu Park analysed the situation and calculated that he could defeat the soldiers in just 3 seconds. Growing frustrated, he considered escaping. However, Somin stopped him, reminding him that the soldiers were scared and probably not dangerous. She pointed out that they shared common enemies with the organisation and should build trust. In the interrogation room, Somin went in first. Mr. Choi questioned her about Jongsu Park's character. She explained every detail, describing Jongsu Park as a good person with the same goals as the organisation. She suggested that joining forces to defeat other evil monsters would be beneficial. Hearing all this made Mr. Choi realise that Jongsu Park might have been doing all of this for revenge. However, having the same objective doesn't mean they'll be instant allies. Mr. Choi then asks Somin if she herself trusts Jongsu Park fully. Does she know what Jongsu will do after the revenge? Although Soo could become the hope of all survivors, the risk is too significant to trust and assist him. Since they still don't know if he's stronger than the sword hero or just a trap for the government, it would be smarter for the government to kill him or imprison him before he causes havoc. 3 days later, it's Jongsu Park's time to get interrogated. Before the discussion starts, Jongsu remembers what Somin told him, that the government is just scared and he needs to make them trust him. Looking so pale to dismiss them as being scared, it seems like they've been trying to starve him. No food or drink. Even if Jongsu Park's body won't die from starvation, it still feels like he's lost some privilege. After hearing gunshots, Somin removes Jongsu's blindfolds and handcuffs, but there's more. A big bulky man with white hair is with her. Jongsu Park is confused. Turns out this guy is the hero of Iron Arm, there to rescue him. However, Jong-soo Park isn't buying it. He calls for a spear and is about to fight the Iron Arm hero. Somin tries to stop him, but before she can, it seems like Jong-soo Park is angry at Somin for easily trusting someone like the Iron Arm hero. It looks like Somin is already blinded by the rage and revenge. She wants to take on other heroes. Jong-soo Park never doubted that Somin shared the same goal as he did. That's why he trusted her so much. But then, Jong-soo Park told Somin to go away, warning her of the danger she faced. Just then, out of nowhere, Mr. Choi appeared, surprising Jong-soo Park with the news that he had passed a test. It turned out that everything, even Somin's danger, was just a play organised by Mr. Choi and his team. They wanted to see if Jong-soo was a true hero or just someone with bad plans. To make it look real, they even got someone who looked like the hero Iron Arm to act in the play. The organisation had a backup plan too, just in case Jong-soo Park had really turned against them. So, Jong-soo and Somin were taken to a hidden underground city. This city was home to 50,000 people and had its own elevator to reach it. When they finally got to the underground city, Mr. Choi told Jong-soo Park that he hoped he wouldn't disappoint the people who believed in him. With no one else to protect them, Jong-soo Park was determined to keep everyone safe from now on. At first, Jong-soo wasn't sure about staying in the underground city, but Mr. Choi and Somin convinced him. As everyone celebrated, thinking they would soon return to their old lives, something dark happened. All 7 of the other heroes who were still alive suddenly appeared in the peaceful city. The vampire hero, the hero of faith, the hero of magic, the hero of martial arts, the hero of reformation, and of course the hero of swords, Min-soo, arrived. The fight then starts. Mr. Choi tries to go based on their trained operation, but his people are now hypnotized by the faith warrior. He tries to contact his other men to protect Jong-soo Park at all costs. However, even the soldiers didn't escape the gruesome death that the heroes gave upon them. In total, 13,700 people are dead already within just 3 minutes and 17 seconds, and the once peaceful city is now at the hands of the heroes once more. Now it's up to Jong-soo Park to defeat them all and protect the people. Was it you who broke the chain of misery? Min-soo asks Jong-soo Park emotionless. On the other side, Jong-soo Park is already in a rage just seeing Min-soo's face, as he thinks that the bastard who killed his family is standing right before his eyes. The anger inside him is slowly overflowing without a second thought as he initially planned. Jong-soo Park now fully decided that he would kill Min-soo once and for all. He calls all the magical spears that he has, from the magical shield spear and style to the ice spear vastness. Meanwhile, Min-soo is also seen preparing his gears, the holy demon attack system, for the fight. As Min-soo and Jong-soo Park start to fight, even the other evil heroes stop interfering because they are scared to get involved. When Jong-soo Park almost had Min-soo right in his palms, Min-soo saw some hint of hope in Jong-soo's eyes, which caused him to burst out of rage, making Jong-soo Park almost die once more. Thinking of it makes Jong-soo Park so angry that, looking above the sky, he utters the words that he will surely kill Min-soo no matter what. On the other hand, Min-soo is also struggling with all the fighting. As their willpower to fight starts to kick in, their fight is about to get more intense than ever. As the armor of the two emerges, the fight between them starts to get more intense. One hit after another, both of them are struggling to cope with each other's strength. Meanwhile, on the sides of the rubble, the citizens of the city watch the scene. The hero of sword, Kim Min-soo, whose very presence meant the opponent's imminent end, or struggling, one man was fighting off sorrow with his entire being. Seeing this made everyone have hope that maybe this time they'll be able to win against evil. Mr. Choi then states that their last resort is fighting the battle of a lifetime against the hero of sword. That said, he orders his men to distract the other heroes as much as possible, giving Jong-soo Park some time to fight against the hero of sword without thinking of the other heroes that might attack him from behind. The weak have decided to fight again with all rage and eagerness in their eyes. Mr. Choi, together with his men, is able to counter a weird-looking monster. However, instead of getting scared, they face the monster head-on. On the other hand, the hero of the Iron Arm is seen finishing killing all the people in the area. He himself has also taken notice that it's taking longer than he had initially thought as he tried to step in. As Mitsu punches Jong-soo Park with a powerful blow, Mitsu doesn't anticipate that Jong-soo Park will find an opening to attack him using the dragon spear. In a burst of action, Jong-soo Park rushes toward Mitsu, hoping to end his year-long nightmare. At that moment, elements like electricity, ice, the great earth, flame, atmosphere, power and explosion come into play. Superk tries his best to give his all, and Mitsu commends him for being strong, which is a first. However, of course, Mitsu wouldn't allow Jong-soo Park to have the last laugh in the end. He then tries to gather all the power inside his sword. Durant Daybreak mode engaged. With just one swift slash of his sword, Jong-Soo Park's arm is blown off instantly. What will happen next? Find out next time by staying tuned for our future recaps. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more great recaps.